Tonight, I decided to cook one of my favorites from a Thirsty Thursday COVID edition cookbook that I did with my family. And that recipe is vegetable dumplings. Oh my God, y'all, I am obsessed. And I'm sure you will be too, so let me go ahead and show you how to make it. First thing first is making the dough. You need some flour and water. For your water, you want to slowly add it into your flour and you want to fold it into the flour. Don't accidentally pour more in there than what you need, because if not, it can mess up the dough. This process takes about 15 minutes, so it is long, but just keep slowly adding that water, folding it in, and before you know it, you'll have some dough. I'm getting closer to having my fully formed dough ball, but again, it does take some time, so have a little patience. Random question here, but do you ever feel like you play favorites with your hands? If you notice, my left hand is not dirty at all. But I finally put it to work in this last kneading effort for the dough, but can you see how well it looks and how formed it is? Okay, so our dough is nice and formed, and now you just want to cover it with a wet cloth towel and let that sit for an hour. And now I'll go ahead and pre-chop my veggies while that's sitting. Now that our veggies are done, let's go ahead and get our pan going and warmed up. I'm gonna add some sesame seed oil. All right, so let's get the veggies in the pan. First up are the onions, and I like to cook those until they're somewhat translucent. They're turning red again just because of that hot sesame seed oil. Then we're gonna go ahead and add in the mushrooms. Let that cook for a little bit. Some pre-chopped red cabbage that I bought from the store and just rinsed it, and then matchstick carrots as well. Although I sped the video up, I'm not adding in the veggies as fast as it may seem. I'm letting them cook a little bit before I go on. And I had some leftover red bell pepper in my refrigerator, so I added that as well. And I don't want this to be too salty, so just a little bit of nature seasoning, paprika, and some of this hot Asian paste, and some minced garlic. I love, love, love garlic. Great for the immune system as well. And some minced ginger. That's a staple within the Asian cooking culture. And then just gonna give all of that a good stir. Go ahead and remove that from the heat and let that cool. Now that I've transferred it over to the bowl, let's go ahead and add these ingredients. First up is soy sauce, followed by rice vinegar. And I'm doing about a tablespoon of each of these. And then that hot sesame seed oil, just for a little spice. And I don't want to get too crazy with that soy sauce, again, because I don't want it to be too salty. Now it's time to bring out that dough and roll it out so that we can start cutting out our dumpling wrappers. I like to roll my dough out fairly thin just because I don't like a very doughy dumpling, but it's totally up to you how thin you want to make yours. Next, we're going to go ahead and cut out the dumpling wrappers. This is just a biscuit cutter that I have. I really like it because it's small enough for the wrappers. Typically, I can get anywhere from 20 to 25 dumplings out of this recipe. Alright, so now it's time to stuff them. You want to make sure you have your veggies and a little cup of water. and you'll see why you need the water in a few, but I like to go ahead and further roll out that dumpling dough just to get it wider so I can stuff it with the veggies. Now you want to be careful and make sure that you don't overstuff, because then it can be hard to close the dumpling or it may open up while you're cooking it. Now you want to take that water and you want to just wet the tip of your fingers and wipe it along the perimeter of the dumpling. Doing this helps it to close and stay closed. Now when you're ready to fold, you want to fold it in a pleating type pattern. After you've stuffed all of your dumplings, you want to add it to a pan, and I'm using grapeseed oil just to sort of sear my dumplings, and I like to make sure that I'm searing all sides of my dumplings because I hate when they're too doughy. So you'll see as we kind of go along that I'm constantly flipping the dumplings. And look at that. Ooh, it's looking so good. Can't wait. And I don't know if you noticed, but I did take some of that extra oil out of the pan because it was a little bit too much. Once you have a good sear, now it's time to add the water. Let's take a listen. I love the sound of that. Now you want to add a lid to it and you want to let them steam for about 5 minutes. Take the lid off, and then you just want to turn the heat back up a little bit and continue to let that water cook off. Look at that one. It looks so good. I can't wait to eat it. Ugh. All right, and they're all done. Now it's time to enjoy it with some great soy sauce. All right, and there you have it. That's how I like to make my vegetable dumplings. If you like this recipe, please try it out. Let me know what you think. Leave me a comment below. I will have the printed recipe or the full recipe in the description, so you'll be able to follow that. But please stay tuned. Please subscribe, because I will be posting more and more of my cooking videos. Thanks for tuning in. I'll see you next time.